Welcome to your favorite show, The Discussion. I'm your host, Chelsea Okunji. If you are joining us live, thank you for joining us on the GBKM network. If you haven't yet, please download our app. Search GBKM on iOS or Android to be able to download our free app to catch our shows, past shows, live shows, and turn on your notification. You could also find us on YouTube, search GBKM to be able to join the discussion, leave comments, subscribe, like, share on Facebook as well as our website. Go to www.gbkm.tv to be able to join in and catch our past shows, catch our live shows, and keep up to date with what we're doing. So I'm sorry to interrupt the previous town hall meeting that was going on with the governor of Edo State. We will be getting right back to that after this show. But welcome again, like I said, to your favorite show, The Discussion. And guess who we have with us here? Besides our guests that are going to be appearing, we have Kelly, who will be letting us know when things that are profound are said on the show today. So my favorite people are here today as guests. Let me introduce them. I have Jabez and Elizabeth. And our topic today, we're going to be continuing on blue therapy, but this time is going to be a different perspective because we have a male perspective in the studio as well. So welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you. Yay, I cannot wait to shake that when we say something profound.
Yes, most definitely. So let's just get right into it. Our topic right off the bat, the third episode of Blue Therapy came out, and I want to know how you guys generally felt about it. What was your... Elizabeth, I can see your face like, you want to go?
Yeah, I will take it away. It was a continuation of how I felt before regarding both couples. There's one particular person, I won't call them by name just yet. I didn't say it. But for those that watched our show on Wednesday probably know already who this person is, that I just feel like communication, part of that is listening, and there's certain times that it's lacking. But seeing more of these couples issues, I'm like, y'all really want to get married? Like, for real? But what did you think?
No, honestly speaking, the show is an eye-opener for me. It's quite interesting, because I see, couples in a relationship from two different perspectives. From the female side and the men's side. So we're gonna discuss more, and we're gonna see, who do you support, and who is right or who's wrong, or perhaps there's no right or wrong person.
Right. First of all, do you think therapy is important with if you're having problems in your relationship? Would you go to therapy willingly?
I think it depends like how far along in the relationship and like where this relationship is going.
Say you're a year into your relationship.
A year in, I don't know. I think it's like I'm just like old fashioned, like where I think that maybe it's a little too early for that. Like unless you know that this is someone that you genuinely want to like get married to or something. Yeah. I'm like, what problems are you having after a year? But that's, yeah.
Like Elizabeth said, if you're in a relationship for a year, definitely you're going to take it serious.
Yeah.
Otherwise, then why are you there? Well, who am I to speak for people? But to answer your question, should therapy be involved in the relationship? I think so.
Yeah. I find that not many black men, are open to, the idea of therapy.
Yeah.
Or that, which is the case in Paul's situation.
He wants to go to pastor.
Yeah, he wanted to go to the pastor. Now that, I feel like, is a very cultural thing. Yeah. Based on how Nigerians are raised in general. You're very religious, you want to go to the pastor to seek advice, but I feel like Paul wanted to go to the pastor because that was going to be the easier way out, in my opinion. Let's get right into it. Just for a summary, as for my viewers, those of you who didn't watch the third episode, in terms of Paul and Chioma, Chioma was complaining primarily that Paul's sister comes over with her kids and dumps her kids for Chioma and goes away to just live her best life. And Chioma doesn't necessarily have an issue with the kids, but she has an issue with this act. So, what do you guys think about families interfering with couples' relationships?
Honestly speaking, I'm going to speak from an African perspective.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, I'm Nigerian by birth. Okay. Even though I've been away from the country for so long, I still have I still practice my belief and my culture. Okay. You can't run from family in a relationship. Right. They're always going to be there. Yeah. So the earlier you learn how to deal with it, the better.
How early?
How early? It's up to the couples. if it's me, the earlier the better. Because most men go into a relationship because they're looking for a life partner.
Yeah.
Most men, not all men.
Okay.
So, in my opinion, the
Yeah.
earlier the better.
I think the distinction was important there.
And it's like, we're not sure about all men, but
Oh,
you know,
all.
I mean, some men go into it with the intention to keep it long term. I think that largely depends on where the man is at in his life as well, and probably sometimes maybe his age or not. But how early do you think it should be for someone to be introduced to your family as a significant other?
I mean, Jay said like it depends on the couple, right?
Yeah.
The earlier the better, yes. But like when you're bringing two families together, that's like serious like commitment already. And I feel like a lot of people just want to do it to like cross it off the list of things that needs to be done in relationship milestones without really taking in the like that's your family, you know.
Yeah.
These are the people that are really important to you. So like I understand Jamel's perspective a little bit, where maybe he's not ready for her to meet his parents, but like you can communicate that fear or whatever to your partner without it being like, I just think you're too loud as a Nigerian. Like that reasoning to me just doesn't make like I can't understand it. I'm sorry.
Said he came back and said, well, this is my fourth relationship.
Yeah.
I have to be careful, right? Because I can't just go and introduce
Exactly.
any other person to. But he did mention that Nigerians are too loud, and
Yeah.
there's Nigerian Ghanaian.
See, but we got to the truth after a while, though.
After
Like,
a
he
while.
got there in the end, that, like, he doesn't want to introduce yet another person to his family again, which is why I'm like, maybe do think about it, you know. Take a moment.
Go ahead. Do you see Paul's point of view on having his sister's kids over?
I don't see anything wrong with that. First of all, when men go into a relationship, first of all, let's talk about the female. Every woman goes into a relationship and they want to make it long term. They want to save the man's family. If Paul is taking the step to introduce his family earlier on, I feel Choma should be happy. Now, with the question about the kids, I think Paul is a family man and he wants Choma to have that experience with kids. I don't see anything wrong with that. Choma doesn't see anything wrong with that, does she?
Actually, she doesn't see anything wrong with you know, introducing the kids and having them around. In this particular situation, Choma's sister-in-law to be, I guess, or Paul's sister will come, drop her kids in their house, and go about her day. If this happened once or twice a month, it will be fine. According to Choma, it happens almost every 2 weeks. And the sister also doesn't like Choma. She's on top of dropping her kids and just going, she's also saying negative things about her.
Talking about how she doesn't think she'll, like, she has worries about how she'll raise her children.
Worried about how she carries herself and how she dresses, even though, according to Choma, the sister also dresses the same exact way. So there is some conflict between them already, yet Choma is always, like, she's always had the responsibility of taking care of the kids. And Paul doesn't see anything wrong with this.
Yeah, why should Paul see anything wrong with that? The sister forced Choma to take care of the kids.
Wait.
The-
Wait, hold on.
They're still dating. This is not Paul's
Wife.
wife.
Okay,
This is Paul's girlfriend.
okay.
This is a girlfriend that you've this is a girlfriend that you slandered about her mothering techniques, number one. Would
Okay.
you feel comfortable leaving your child with someone that in your mind you don't think are responsible enough to say it to them?
I just think Choma is looking for an excuse. Because the kids are being left with Choma, not with Paul. So if you have issue with that, address it with the sister, which is Paul's sister, and say, look, if you think my parenting skills are lacking, like your brother believes, I see no reason why you should be bringing your kids every other week.
That's a good way to look at it, but you can't bypass Paul. It's essentially Paul's sister.
Yes.
So if Choma now goes to go and confront Paul's sister, Paul will now come and say, why are you talking to my sister like that? Why are you disrespecting my family? There is nothing wrong, which is what he was clearly saying, there's nothing wrong with my sister bringing her kids over. Choma raised the point, if there's nothing wrong, you take care of them. Because essentially, it's the woman that is left with little kids to take care of. Paul is not like being very hands-on. She's putting a word, because I feel like how your family perceives your significant other depends on how you have introduced them, how you defend them, how you if I go to my family now and I introduce my boyfriend, even if they have a problem, if I defend my boyfriend to my family and give the reasons why, there will be a little respect. In this situation, it looks like Paul is just letting everything slide, and he's just saying there is no issue when Chioma is raising an issue, saying that this is what is going on. I do not want, and she went as far as saying, I don't want your sister or her kids in the house anymore. Do you think that is right?
Honestly speaking, we use the word when there are couples, male and female, we say partners.
Yeah. Okay.
Then we have fiancé, then we have husband and wife. What is partnership? It's 50-50. Chioma should speak up if she's not happy about stuff. Yes, maybe Paul is lacking. I believe Chioma should take the right approach because the home is her domain. She's in charge. She is in charge. So she should stop complaining.
Wait,
and
is
take
she in
actionable
charge because
steps.
she's the woman? She's in
Yes.
charge.
She's in charge because she's the woman?
Because she's the woman.
But you just said partnership is 50-50,
It is
no?
50-50.
So then would
So
the
how
home
is the
be
home-
both in therapy, though? A professional, but she's still being met by this brick wall that is Paul, who's failing. And this isn't the first time he's failed to acknowledge the issue that's coming out of her mouth.
Yes.
You know, like she had a problem with the way that he would go out and entertain his clients, have girls at the table. All he was hearing is, why isn't she happy that I'm bringing the money home? That's not what her
That's
issue
all.
is.
She
Okay.
had an issue with him giving attention. All he heard is, she's having an issue, and I don't know why, because we live in the same house, so that means I'm giving her love.
Exactly. First of all, we're talking about two people that they didn't just meet yesterday. They've been in this relationship for how long now?
Okay, yeah.
2 years and 6 months, but they've only been living together for 6 months. So you're saying that if you're in the same room with someone, that's equivalent of giving them love and affection?
Of course.
You're giving us love and affection right now.
That's right. I'm telling you the fact. It has nothing to do
Jay.
with my race or my culture. This is the fact that we're both human beings. You're a woman, I'm a man.
Okay?
I'm giving you love and attention right now.
Okay.
Jay, we have completely different definitions of what love, affection, attention
That is
are.
why we are here to talk about it.
Wait, do you think
Tell
this is
me.
the male perspective of like what men? This is what you guys think that love and affection is? Is it that you are in the same vicinity as your
That
person?
means you give love and affection to everyone that comes in that is in your presence. So what then is the difference between any random person or someone sitting by you in a public space?
feel like we're ganging
and
up on you, I'm
your
sorry.
girlfriend or your wife or your significant other.
Trust me, if we're in a public space, I won't be giving my attention to everyone in that place. I will be giving my attention to specific people within close proximity to me. Right now, we are both in close proximity to me, and we're having a discussion. We are communicating. So if I'm giving my time to someone and we're communicating, that's love and affection.
So you have just mentioned that communication is also part of your love and affection.
Oh, yes.
So according to Paul, merely the fact that he is in the same house with this person,
That they live together.
that
That's
they
it.
live together,
Yeah.
that's it.
That he doesn't have
But
to
they
put in
can
more
have,
effort.
the therapist mentioned, you could be roommates and live together.
Do you know what sense of belonging you feel just knowing fully well that in the space you are in the room, when there's someone else, it gives you some sense of security. It gives you sense of companionship. She needs to, broaden her horizon and say, I've been with this guy over a year. We've been living under the same roof for 6 months. No one is perfect. He has his own baggage. She has her own baggage. We need to meet at the middle ground. But sometimes, being a man, you can't meet at the middle ground.
Why is
just,
that?
It's just the way God created us.
Oh,
No, I don't accept
I
it.
do
Why?
not accept
No,
that.
oh, Jay.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Are all human beings created equally?
That's what the Okay, the reason why I
So wait, whoa, land, because where were you going with this one?
It was a question. Do you think all human beings are created equally?
For the
we
sake
don't
of
all have the same opportunities, but we are created in the likeness and image of God. If that's what you're asking.
So, Chioma and Paul are not. They don't have this. Just like your response.
they're
They don't
not
have-
equally yoked.
They're not equally yoked.
Yeah, that's why we're saying mix and match.
But Chioma must take charge. It's at home. Paul has given her the keys to the house. They are living together. So, Chioma, take charge of your household.
But I think she is trying to take charge of their household
She's-
by reaching out for
She's
like
not reaching
professional
out.
help.
She's deferring to Paul. And Paul, you're a man. Speak up. She's the one being feminist. Take charge of your home and stop
So
passing the blame.
how exactly do you feel that Choma can take charge of the home? You mean like a practical example?
Practical example. The sister
Yeah.
comes to drop the kid next time.
Yeah.
Tell the sister, can we have a discussion? They are both women. They both had similar challenges. Look, Paul said, I don't have good parenting skills. You support that idea. Do you think it's right for you to bring your kids for me to babysit when you doubt my abilities. They should have that discussion. And if Choma is not comfortable with it, tell her, I'm no longer your nanny. Don't bring your kids to me no more.
Okay, we stripped the culture aspect out of this
Yeah.
equation
Yeah.
fully.
Yeah.
They're both from Nigerian backgrounds.
Okay?
Family, and like it's almost like ingrained within us that family is number one,
Yeah.
Okay?
right?
Mm-hmm.
They're in a situation right now where the family and the girlfriend, well, one of the family and the girlfriend aren't meshing.
Okay?
So now the girlfriend is supposed to speak up against the family. Whose side do you think Paul is going to take?
Now you brought in culture. Do we Africans or you mankind trust our offspring with strangers? We only trust our offspring with people that we believe have the capacity to take care of them.
Not when it's an infringement or not when you're imposing on said family member. When they are being vocal about the fact that you're imposing, this is not convenient for us every 2 weeks. While still, we don't. Choma is saying she doesn't have children yet.
Okay?
Paul is saying this is good practice for you.
Okay.
Yes, but this is not convenient for us as a couple.
Okay?
Why are you allowing your sister to continue doing this?
Okay. Let me answer that with a proverb. If you wear a shoe and it hurts your feet, do you complain to me or you take it off? No, do you complain to me that my shoe
take it off.
You take it off. So, she's the one that babysits the kids. The other sister, I can't do it no more.
Okay.
Leave Paul out of it.
All right. So that approach, I feel like
It's optimistic.
Yeah, it's very optimistic. Like you said, it takes away culture because if she steps to that woman, it will be a different story. But moving on.
It's better to do it now before you get married. Because if she
Exactly.
doesn't take charge of her home,
Yeah.
the sister will run the home for her.
I think she already is.
Choma, listen.
Jay has some
listen.
advice for you.
Some advice for you.
Oh, shake the
So as a
rack.
man and as a woman, right? Would you be okay with your man or your woman being a social media influencer or someone that is, in high demand by social media where they have obligations to talk to other men and other women frequently? For example, in this case now, where Chama was, replying to guys on her Instagram. She's an attractive woman. She posts a picture. There's a guy in there that is leaving a comment. It's just like normal in social media world. Would you be okay with that if that was your significant other? Paul had an issue with it.
Paul has an issue with it. So
Yeah.
should I speak to Paul's issue or you want to hear from me?
I want to
From
hear from
you.
you.
I have no problem if my significant other spend time on social media. But there has to be a purpose. Because like you said, she's an influencer.
Right.
So which means it's a source of income. Okay? It's the same thing. If I'm walking with my significant other on the street and somebody does a cat call or whistle, do I go beat up the person and start shouting at my significant other?
Some might.
Exactly.
So where?
Oh my.
Cha?
You go
Around.
you get arrested. It's just waste of time.
Oh, okay.
It's called freedom of speech. People have the right to say what they like.
I don't.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Carry on.
Yeah. So just to answer your question, I personally will have no issue with that.
Okay. So I guess we're on the same page
Yeah.
with this one. Like speaking on Chama's behalf, there shouldn't be a problem with this, although Paul had a problem.
There's another angle to it, though.
Yeah, but
What's the other? We get to Jamal and Deborah. We're going to take a short 30-second break and we'll be back soon. Okay? Thank you again for joining us on the GBKM network. This is the discussion with Jay and Elizabeth, and as you know, we are discussing the continued episode of Blue Therapy. Just before we went on the break, we were talking about the perspective of having your significant other as a social media influencer, if that's okay or not. Elizabeth explained that there is another angle to this, especially towards Jamal and Deborah, where we can see that Jamal is on social media, but it seems as if it's being excessively used and it's interfering in the relationship.
And that it's for play. Like, I mean, I know he's talking about Clubhouse can help him gain a platform, yada yada. You are not getting any money from it. So, like, is it really something that you're trying to go to for your career as a personal trainer, Jamal? Or is it just because it's fun getting flirted with and hit on?
That's what I don't understand. He said Clubhouse, I think, is being monetized somehow right now. But the thing is, he's always on stage. He's always, I feel like what she said,
He's on stage during like their own makeshift
own
like bachelor, okay?
Yeah.
Like you're not a single man. There's no reason you should be playing the bachelor in
He's a
this
single
situation.
man. They're not married yet.
Okay, not according to the census. I'm according to like their
so they're in a
exclusivity
relationship,
as a couple.
exclusive to each other.
Yes.
So technically, he's not. I understand what you're saying, single until married. But if you're in a relationship and you're exclusive to each other, you're not seeing anyone else. So
That's
you
right.
can't be putting yourself out there like you're a single man. The platform that he goes on, the show is centered around meeting someone. It's like a dating type of show. And those that go on stage are single and want to meet new people. Now, Jamal, in a relationship, is always on stage. He claims it's for work purposes. But would you have a problem with that? What do you think about it?
I don't see anything wrong with that because he's I won't use the word hustling. He's trying to make an income. He's trying to create he's trying to create an awareness for his business. How can he meet people? How can he meet you? How can he meet Elizabeth to be your personal trainer if he doesn't go on those platforms? Remember, the partner is very materialistic.
Yeah.
Okay. So for him to support that lifestyle, he needs to go above and beyond. So why should you can't eat your cake and have it? That's a popular saying. Go on.
No, land.
Okay. So to answer your question, I don't see anything wrong with that.
Okay.
Okay.
Given the freedom to go and mingle, like you said, they're in a relationship, so they're exclusive to each other. So far, Jamal has only caught cheating. So what's our problem?
So if the tables were turned, and if this was Deborah if your girlfriend, forget about Deborah for now,
Okay.
your girlfriend is on social media, a particular one that is looking for boyfriends,
Okay.
would you be okay with that?
First of all, why? What's her career? What's she doing?
She's doing what Jamal's doing. She's a personal trainer looking for clients.
I see no reason with that.
See,
Go on.
because this only makes sense if he's up there saying like, listen, check me out, I'm a personal trainer, like this is what I can do for you, da 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 da. But if you're only spending your time on that platform, not really bigging yourself up in terms of the business that you have, and you're only trying to big yourself up in terms of like boosting your ego because these pretty girls are talking to you, there's the difference?
He's a body trainer. How else can he advertise his services?
Wait, no. You're just going to justify everything.
No, I'm not trying to justify. I'm trying to see it from his different perspective.
Okay,
Okay.
one more thing, just to
Yeah.
add more context. Not only does he do this on this platform, he also blocked his girlfriend
On this particular
on
platform.
this particular platform.
Okay. And
So when he's doing this thing, she had to go through a different account or find out some way that she was blocked.
okay.
And his reason was she was just like into his social media too much.
Okay.
So he wanted some privacy. I think that's shady, and just to balance it, yes, Deborah has her moments. There are some things that are not realistic in my opinion at the moment, but when she brought up that point, I was like, okay, I would feel some type of way if I'm blocked from my partner's social media, and especially if this is what he's doing, like if it's the one for him to be on the platform where he meets different people, on a platform that is for like hooking up and dating essentially. What do you think about that?
First of all, she had access to his social media, then she got blocked. Why did she get blocked? She was nagging and complaining too often. He doesn't want to give her that stress. So let him do his thing. It's based on trust. She's not a monitoring spirit. She's not monitoring the guy.
Maybe he needs some.
Would you be okay if your partner blocked you on social media?
Why are you blocking me? What are you blocking me for? I've only ever blocked people that I have no interest in communicating
Exactly,
with.
or exes.
I am in a relationship with. I don't even block exes.
No.
Like, I feel like that's like the step that you take when it's like I'm finally done. Like, what are you blocking her for if you know that you're not acting shady on this app? Because if you know within yourself that you're not doing something that is somewhat disrespectful to your partner, I get it, the nagging, but I feel like if the truth will always come out, right? So you know that you're not doing anything shady. I have nothing to hide.
Then why don't you unblock? In addition to I have nothing to hide, another point that was brought up is that Jamal's phone, and I think this is a guy thing, she never has access to his phone. He knows her password. He knows he can get into her phone.
Ladies, we need to stop doing this, okay? If he's not giving you the password, you don't need to give him yours.
Do not do it.
It goes both
It goes
ways.
both ways.
Sweetie.
If he doesn't want you to touch his phone, you're at dinner and he turns his phone upside down. because he doesn't want you to see the notifications coming in from other women or something.
Wait,
And-
that one I was like, I turned my phone down just because I don't want the
well,
distraction.
it's not
I know.
like you turn your phone down, but if he asks you a question or something, you will like it's
Yeah.
not you're not hiding.
It's not a secret, yeah.
It's not a secret. She would ask him a question, he'll be dodgy about it. He has blocked her on social media. You turn his phone down. I mean, what are you doing that you don't want me to see or that you don't want me to know?
First of all, they're still together, even with all this blocking on social media. Secondly, she still wants a whole lot of stuff. She loves gift from Jamal.
Yeah.
He's still providing for her. For her to still remain in the relationship, it must be working for her. Now she's complaining about the blocking. First of all, I just feel that, we're all adults. I don't need to encroach on your space. Why should you encroach on mine? So we're in a mutually exclusive relationship. Let's just continue as we are and stop focusing on the minute things.
So that means you're big on trust. You're just like, trust blindly. I don't need to know who you're talking to. You don't need to know who I'm talking to. Your business is your business. My business is my business. We stay in the same house. There's love.
That is it. Otherwise, if you want to know my business, I want to know your business.
That's
Very
different.
Like,
That's different. But the thing is, like, sure, there's the trust, but if I've noticed something that makes me feel uncomfortable and I bring it up to you as a partner, and instead of you acknowledging it, you just shut me down, that will just make the insecurity fester. It won't
Yeah.
fix anything.
It will not fix
So by
anything.
you reacting to her saying, what are you doing on this app, by blocking her, all you're telling her is, this is a red flag that I need to pay attention to. Do you not? You see that?
And now, every girl becomes a mother someday. So females are born with motherly instinct. And as a result, they try to put that on their relationship. Your boyfriend is not your baby. Neither is he your son. We are both separate adults. Let's do our thing. Like I said, if you want to know my business, then come, let's have a business together. Then that way you'll be involved in everything. You could be the CEO, I could be the vice president. You could be the accountant, I could be the treasurer or the secretary.
So if you have something that you complain to your significant other about,
Okay.
this is in your personal life,
Yeah.
right? And you bring this up that you don't like how, something she's doing is making you feel.
Okay.
Would you like her to acknowledge it and change?
Acknowledgement, yes. Change. I don't believe in change. We're all adults. You manage the person. No one change.
Okay. So,
I don't.
no, I just, that's,
To sue me, I'm tired.
But that's the thing. See, ladies, this is why we're having this discussion. Because you have to
Exactly.
understand, the way an average black man thinks.
I like that you put black in there, but carry on.
Because this is who we are. It's like a collective. We have shared experiences.
Okay.
Okay? We same upbringing, same movies and music that we like. So we have this cultural attachment, every black brother. Okay? One way or the other. So when we go into a relationship and we try to take A's relationship into B's relationship, it doesn't work like that. If it didn't work for you when you're in A relationship, what makes you think it work for you in B relationship? Men are the same.
Okay, can you explain, just in a nutshell, what your ideal relationship is like? I mean, what is like in terms of communication, in terms of just its kind of structure of what the relationship is like.
Okay.
Do you have a love language? Do you,
Oh, yeah.
things like that?
Let me shock you.
Okay,
Relationship is a business.
shocked.
Yeah, honestly.
This is a business. Before you go into a business engagement, what do? Terms.
Terms and conditions.
Thank you.
Okay.
Most couples or most people in relationship refuse to acknowledge that and do that.
Or they refuse to even share their terms and conditions because
Yeah.
they're just trying to go with the
They're
flow.
going with the flow.
So when you go with the flow, you end up in the drain.
Right.
Hey, shake.
Did you hear that? When
you go with the flow.
You end up in the where? In the drain.
Drink.
So set
But
expectation.
men
Bra,
always
bra.
like to come with, I'm going with the flow. Women always, where is this going?
Where's this flow?
I'm going
The
with
ocean has flow.
Can
Do you
you
see
hear
how
from-
vast it is?
from
Like
another man.
some direction,
Going
right?
with the flow, you end up in the
Because that also saves you a lot of time, efforts that you're putting in for this flow that's flowing nowhere.
it's going nowhere.
What's the point? Why waste your time? Terms and thank you for
It's a
even saying
business.
that.
Get your terms and conditions straight.
Yeah.
So let's know where we stand.
This is why people sign a prenup.
Thank you.
Exactly.
People don't change. Adults don't, not people. Adults don't
I,
change.
I see. I do believe that we are capable of change because we're constantly like growing and evolving somehow. Maybe change seems like too much of a drastic word, but if you say that you don't like the way that I don't know, leave my socks on the side of the bed in the morning, and I actively, consciously pick up the habit to put them in the dirty hamper, then over time that will become a habit, and I've somewhat changed.
Somewhat.
That's all things being equal. And all things ever equal in life.
Well, if you're also putting in the same effort, if I say I don't like the way you leave the dishes in the sink and you're not going to wash the dishes, that's an issue.
Yeah, but remember, that's the continuous effort. You keep reminding me. It doesn't
well,
happen overnight.
It's not
It
every day I
doesn't
can
happen
remind you.
overnight. It's going to be a habit that you eventually form. But I think what you're saying is at the core of who you are, people are, especially men, I feel like
They're
are formed
rooted.
already.
Formed
Already. Like a man is not going to change if he's not a jealous man. He's not going to suddenly become
Yeah,
jealous because
yeah,
of you.
yeah.
If he's not giving, if he's frugal, he's not going to suddenly become a lavish spender
Yeah.
because of you.
I've seen it happen. Some men, some people lose their
How
sense in love.
Does he keep up?
That's true. Not forever.
Like,
Yeah.
he doesn't change. He just
Adjusts.
adjusts
Yeah,
for a
adjusts, but-
time frame.
For how
Yeah.
long?
Exactly. So are you a believer in the sense that what you cannot keep up, you should not start?
I absolutely believe that. You see, our lifetime is like this. It's not finite. It's not infinite. It's finite.
Yeah.
So, like Elizabeth said, when you invest in a relationship, you can't get that time back.
That's
So
true.
consider it as a business. Is it worth my effort? Like you said, I have problem when women say, I'm going to change this guy. You can't change the guy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I have problem with guys who want a half wife, but they are dating a career person.
Exactly.
like-
Men that want a housewife and are dating a career person. Please open your ears. Carry on.
Yeah, so that's all I have to say.
It's a lot of men because I find that there are a lot of people that want one thing but are doing something else. Back to the topic that we're discussing, Paul met Choma on Instagram as an influencer, but kind of mentioned during the therapy session that what is wrong with being a housewife. And she explained, Choma doesn't want to be a housewife. It's not her.
It's not her.
Yeah. So I agree with that. I'd like to say thank you again on that note. This is the end of our show. Thank you, Elizabeth and Jay, for being great guests and giving your opinion on the show. Thank you, viewers, for joining in on the discussion. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave it down below and share this, like this, continue to watch our platform. If you haven't yet, please download the GBKM app, search iOS or Android. Just search GBKM and you'll be able to download that. And we'll see you on the next show, same time, same place. Remember, every topic starts with a discussion. See you next week.
This is not your regular show. It is an interactive section powered by the masses.
Why you go to Nigeria? You wake up, you go come. I just said no. I don't go to Nigeria.
Where we discuss issues that cut across politics, security, health, current affairs, governance,